Well, moving on to a story that has been developing in the city of St. Cloud for months, years even, about how people there are getting the news that they need. Newspapers, you know this, have been losing staff for some time, and in nearly 20 years, more than 2,500 newspapers have just closed up shop. And in St. Cloud, the last reporter left at the St. Cloud Times is leaving that paper next week. Jennifer Hoff talked to him about what's next and what he thinks about local news and if it can be saved.
I didn't write, but I did contribute to.
Sprinkled all around his apartment.
And over here is my first article with the Winona Post.
Are signs. Abdullah Ghaffara Khalifa is a reporter. An English major, Abdullah now writes for the St. Cloud Times, a respected newspaper more than 90 years old. But one, like a lot of papers, is feeling a financial pinch that can lead to so-called news deserts.
Where local community news organizations, mostly small newspapers, have gone out of business.
University of Minnesota Journalism School professor Scott Libben says people are changing the way they consume news, and it's hitting organizations where it hurts, like Gannett, that owns the Times, that most recently reported more than $100 million in losses. The Times isn't closing for good, but it is down to one reporter.
I've seen 2 official layoffs, and then there was a large wave of resignations, I being one of them, unfortunately.
And Abdullah is now leaving next week.
When you took the job at the Times, were you hesitant at all, just given the state of newspapers in general?
I was not at all. I mean, because my perception was if they're hiring, then that's a good sign. But that was certainly not the case for everybody.
Gannett has been laying off journalists across the country for months, and it hit the Times especially hard. And with a nearly empty newsroom, it leaves the city's metro area of 200,000 people without a news outlet.
How do you run a local newspaper with nothing but national material and the news releases that people send in and user-generated content? That stuff's all great, but that's not enterprise journalism.
Enter St. Cloud Live, a new outlet that launches next month for free to its readers. Owned by Forum Communications based out of Fargo, it's been in business for 140 years, and already it's hired 2 reporters, including Abdullah.
I'm happy to get the chance to continue pretty much doing the same thing. It's just going to be under a different title. I'm literally not moving.
Abdullah never wanted to be the news. He just wants to write about it. But his story hits home for many reporters who felt compelled to reach out as the media landscape continues to change.
Honestly, they've been telling me that that they feel for me. They've been through the same thing. And yeah, I mean, it almost brought a tear to my eye, honestly, sometimes.
In St. Cloud, Jennifer Hoff, KARE 11 News.
Jennifer reached out to Gannett Corporate to ask how it plans to continue to run the St. Cloud Times with its current staffing level of almost 0. You can read what Gannett had to say at KARE11.com.